I'll be honest with you, the market has completely gone off the rails, and it's clear that we're seeing a pretty stark contrast right now. Let me explain, because on one hand, we've had a market that's been panicking for more than 10 days now. We're seeing liquidations, capitulation, sentiment that's been completely destroyed. And on the other hand, we're starting to get institutional signals we haven't seen in months. Because ETFs are turning positive again, the White House is ramping up the regulatory machine, and Trump is showing himself to be more pro-crypto than ever. And at the end of the video, by the way, I'm going to show you something pretty important. There are several categories of investors who are selling except for one, and it might be the most important one. So that's exactly what I suggest we analyze in today's daily update. But as usual, before we start, don't hesitate to drop a like and subscribe. There are more and more of you despite the state of the market, and honestly, all this support motivates me to keep making these daily updates. So thank you all. And by the way, I also have two gifts for you that I've set aside, and I'll tell you more about them at the end of the video. But let's start with a pretty simple signal. The market is taking a breather. Well, taking a breather is a bit of an exaggeration, because as I'm speaking to you, we're actually dropping slightly again. We're talking about 76,700 at the time I'm releasing this video. But after days of total panic, Bitcoin finally showed its first sign of a technical rebound yesterday. And according to sentiment, while the fear was actually at its highest since November, BTC rebounded from 74,600 up to 78,300. We're not there today, but anyway, this kind of move is exactly what happens when sentiment is completely destroyed. That is to say, the market may have gone a bit too far, a bit too deep into fear. We scared everyone a little. Anyway, this rebound is interesting because it doesn't come out of nowhere. We're starting to see liquidity return, and this time it's coming from the institutional side. I'm telling you this because the Bitcoin spot ETFs recorded $561.9 million in net inflows in a single day, marking the end of 4 consecutive days of outflows. And above all, what I noticed is that, in fact, not a single ETF was negative that day. Okay, interesting. We also noticed that Fidelity is leading with 153 million, and BlackRock is right behind with 142 million. So institutions are buying back quite massively. But what's crazy is that this flow, this single day of inflows, already surpasses all the inflows from January, just in this month of February. And while the market is still searching for direction, Washington is moving in the right direction. Because according to several sources, the White House meeting between crypto players and banks, which I mentioned to you yesterday in the daily update, has moved the discussions forward. So around the table, there was Coinbase, Tether, Kraken, Ripple, and also the biggest banking lobbies. So the topics that were discussed were the most sensitive ones, about the Clarity Act, so stable coins, income,